We've got Pro Football Weekly's Way We Hear It, all the news, scoops, and rumors before they happen. And Hub, we've sat in these chairs talking about this Vikings stadium for, it seems like, months now. Never quite sure exactly how it was going to work out. It looks like finally we have our answer. They're going to get a new stadium.
Well, they're going to get a new stadium. There are still a number of questions to be answered, and we'll sort them out for you as best we can. But first, just very happy for the Minnesota Vikings fans and the Wilf family, who've been extremely supportive of Minneapolis. As a matter of fact, at the 11th hour, it looked like they were going to come up $100 million short on the funding, and Mr. Wilf stepped up and said, we'll come up with 50. They found a way to work it out. They have passed a $975 million financing bill through both the state senates and House in Minnesota. It only awaits the governor's signature. The City of Minnesota City Council will also have to vote, but they've already indicated they've got the votes to approve it, so this is going to happen. The other big question, though, is that all of the public funding, which is a little more than half of the total $975 million, is supposed to come from gambling, from something called electronic pull tabs, which quite frankly I have no idea what they are, but electronic pull tabs and bingo in bars and restaurants. A lot of people believe they'll never get the money from that, so the backup plan is in place as well. There will be additional lottery dollars, luxury suite taxes. So yes, this is going to happen for the state of Minnesota, the city of Minneapolis, and the Minnesota Vikings.
It's something that we've wanted to hear for a long time. The Vikings have a rich history there in Minnesota. We didn't want to see them going to LA or somewhere else like a lot of people had guessed. Now they're going to stay. What can we expect from the stadium itself?
Well, I think the next big question is, will it be a dome or will it be a retractable roof? Mr. Wilf has indicated they'd like to be able to play some games outdoors. The cost of the retractable roof is the problem. Some have estimated it can be done for $25 million. Some have said it could be as much as $100 million. Now, the Minnesota legislature has built in an exception to their financing plan that would allow for the retractable roof. The Vikings of the NFL would have to come up with the money, and right now they're trying to figure it out. Is it the low end or the high end? It obviously would be a great thing. To build a stadium like this and leave that part out would seem a little strange. You saw what they did in Indianapolis. They got a Super Bowl. They've got the retractable roof. But that part of this is not guaranteed yet. Remember, the Vikings already came up with an extra $50 million over the initial $400 million they said they would come up with. To come up with another $25 to $100 million could be tough for them.
Yeah, the moral of the story, I think, is they're staying. They're going to be in Minnesota. We know there's going to be a stadium there. It's going to be a new, beautiful stadium when it eventually happens. I think the people of Minnesota have to be very excited. That's the latest, and that's the final part, I think, of where we finally know they're getting a stadium. We'll have more as we get closer and they start building it. We'll have it right here at ProFootballWeekly.com.